Let's see what's going on. Testing. Let's see if this thing is working. Yeah. Well, there's not too much going on. Uh, just hanging out on Thursday night, watching the football game. See the TV back up in here, but going over some results from my MRI today, and things don't look good for my right shoulder. Half the stuff I can't understand what they're saying. Um, you know, it's all medical talk and whatnot, but what it burns down to is I've got moderate DJD, associated reactive marrow edema, mild mass effect, correlate for impingement. I don't know what any of that really means. Moderate bursitis, long head biceps tendon torn and retracted. I'm on a video.
What, baby?
I'm live. Long head biceps tendon torn and retracted. Posterior superior labral tear. Don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look all this stuff up. Mild chondral surface irregularity for my cartilage. What happened was this year I had a big surgery on my right shoulder. I had a replacement done. And it was the most painful surgery I'd ever had. I mean, they literally take a I don't know, ball with a spike on the end, and they hammer it down the middle of your bone right here. And that causes a lot of trauma to the area. Well, I was bruised all the way almost to the center of my chest. And it hurt straight for a month, even on pain pills. They didn't help much. I had to sleep in a recliner for about a month and a half. And so I got that one fixed. Well, it was time to get this one fixed. But I opted to have my right knee fixed because I was having problems with it. The meniscus was torn on my right knee. So they scoped it, cleaned it up, sent me on my way. Well, a month later, it was still swollen, big as hell, still hurt a lot. And I wasn't getting around any better. So I went back. They did another MRI and noticed that the meniscus was even worse. So they went in, scheduled surgery, went in and removed my meniscus, took it out. And so now that's healing. And then I had to get all this done in 2024 because the first surgery pretty much took care of my deductible. So everything else was free. So I scheduled, so I had 2 surgeries on the right knee. I went ahead and scheduled my left shoulder. I went in, I had rotator cuff repair. And so they had me in a sling, told me I could take it out 5 or 6 times a day to kind of, stretch my elbow out a little bit. But that was it. So that's what I did. Well, I ended up popping the tendon. You can see I've got a lump. I'm not even making a muscle. And I've got a lump. I don't know if, you can see it. But anyway, that's not supposed to be there without flexing. And so what happened is the tendon popped and the muscle retracted down, came down and balled up. Well, it doesn't hurt a lot, but it's kind of painful, aggravating kind of type of pain. I'm gonna drink here. And so I went back in, and this time he went through right there and fixed the tendon. Well, a week later, it pops again. So I've been like this for a couple months now, having this lump right here. And I knew I wanted to get it fixed before the end of the year, but I'm on some medication right now that pretty much blocks any type of pain relief medication. I'm taking a Sublocade shot because I got kind of hooked on pain pills like everybody does when they go through surgery, and they keep staying on them a little bit too long. And so, I've had, I can't even count how many surgeries I've had. I've had back surgery. I've had two hiatal hernia repairs. And so I've been kind of stuck on pain medication for a while. And um, I didn't like it, but I didn't, you know, when I would try to get off, of course, I go through the withdrawals, and sometimes I would get off and make it fine, and then I'd have another surgery, and then I'd be right back where I was again, starting over. And so, what I decided to do was go on Suboxone. Now, this has been going on for years. I've been on Suboxone since like 2003. And if anybody knows, Suboxone is very hard to get off of. Um, I tried to get off of it in 2015. I tapered down for about 6 months, and then stopped taking, I got it down as far as I could get it. And then I went off of it. And, the uh, withdrawals came on, but I was determined to stay off of it. And so I just dealt with it. And then my uncle was killed in a car wreck up in, I think it was North Dakota. And so they were having his funeral in Oklahoma, where we're from. And so I drove my family up there, and that was a rough week, dealing with that. And then also dealing with the withdrawals. And so I figured if I can make it through a couple of weeks of withdrawals, I'll be okay. And then I can, be done, be free of it. And so I stayed off of it and kept going through withdrawals. Well, a month would go by, and I was still in heavy withdrawals. 2 months went by, and I was still in heavy withdrawals. My legs hurt, all my joints ached. I could not sleep. I was sweating off and on all the time at night sweats. I was miserable. And I went 6 months without Suboxone, and I was still going through withdrawals. And so I called my doctor and said, I can't hack this no more. I've got to get on with my life and go back to work, but I can't go back to work like this. And he says, well, the only thing we can do is put you back on it and then try again another time. And so I reluctantly went back on it because I needed my life to be kind of back to normal. I mean, as soon as you take one of the Suboxone strips, you're almost 100%. I mean, within 5 minutes, everything's great and normal. And the stuff these drug makers make, man, some of it's a lifesaver, and then some of it's a curse. I just, I wish I would have never gotten on Suboxone. So I decided about April, well, actually, starting in February, I started seeing these videos pop up. People that were addicted to Suboxone and found a way to get off using some shot. You get a shot, one time, and then, and it lasts a month, and then you're off and you feel good. There's no withdrawals. And so I was like, hey, I want to try some of that. So I found a doctor who's about 2 hours from here in San Antonio, and we met, and I told him, what I was going through and what I wanted to do. I want to be off all drugs as soon as possible. I'm on Suboxone and I hate it. I want off of it. And so he put me on 300 milligrams. He didn't want to do just one shot because I'd been on it so long. So I had my first shot in June. No Suboxone ever since, and it's been great. I feel normal, but it's Sublocade is basically a long-acting Suboxone, so it's the same stuff. It's just injected into your belly, and it hardens, and the shots are very painful. They hurt, they burn like hell for 15, 20, 30 seconds, and then it's over. And then, you're back to normal. And so I've had one, two, 3 shots. I had the first 2 shots were 300 milligrams. The third shot, he backed it down to 200 milligrams. And then come October 8th, I'm going to get 100 milligrams, and then that'll be it. And so I'm praying by November 15th, I'm feeling fine. I'm hoping for no withdrawals. And so because I need to have this other surgery and get my arm fixed, I have to be off Sublocade, because Sublocade binds the pain receptors and doesn't let anything penetrate. You can take as much pain pills as you want, and it's not going to do anything. And so I need to be off that shot for about a month and a half. So I take my last shot in October, and then I figure I'll schedule surgery sometime late November. That should give me enough time to where that stuff is out of my system. And I'm not going to take any pain medication other than what they give me at the hospital to do the surgery, and whatever they give me at the hospital before I go home. And then that's it. The rest of the time it'll be Advil and Tylenol, which I not supposed to take it because my liver is in cirrhosis. And I never really drank until now. I mean, if it's, I know it's, I don't drink. I have like 1 beer or 2 beers a week at that. So, but I never drank before, and I still ended up with cirrhosis. So go figure. So, anyway, I'm hoping to have this last surgery in November and be done with it and start moving on with my life, because I've got things I'd like to do. I don't want to be tied to medication, having to be somewhere all the time to take medication or have a shot and whatnot. So I'm ready to get off. And I wish people were here watching this live so I could make sure you're able to hear me. I mean, the microphone dots down here are moving, so everything seems to be running good, but I'm a small channel, so nobody wants to see what I have to say anyway, and that's fine. I do this more for just me and my family to have in case something ever happens to me. They'll be able to watch these videos and remember me, I guess. But that's what I wish I had of my dad, but we didn't have this kind of stuff back when he died in 73. I know pretty much nothing of my dad. He died when I was 3, and that's it. I got close to his mother and dad and my grandma and grandpa up in Oklahoma. Stayed with them for a while. They wanted me to live with them as much as they could get me in, so I would go up there during summers and spend most of the summer. And then as I got a little bit older, I ended up moving in with them for a little while. When I was in, I think, elementary school, I went through, I think, 2nd grade, I went up in Oklahoma. And then I got homesick, so I came home. I wish I wouldn't have, I miss my grandma and grandpa. They were really good to me and sweet people. I had the best times when I was up there. And grandpa passed away in 2000, my grandma in 2005. And they're greatly missed. And so now I just got me, my wife, and my daughter. I've got a son who lives in Austin, and cousins live in Oklahoma, Florida. Got a cousin who's in jail right now. He's got some problems. Hopefully, he'll get that straightened out and be back out. He's older than me, but I hate to see him being locked up at an older age. I'm 53. I'm fixing to turn 54 uh, pretty soon. Some people can't believe I'm in my almost my mid 50s, but I can. It's been a long life. I've got the white to show it. I usually try to color that, but I've been lazy lately and haven't gotten really the urge to do anything. I work out of the house, and that's kind of bad, but I'm always here. And I'm fixing to go do some work though with Amazon for a little bit, kind of a temporary job, just to get out of the house for a little bit, make some extra money because we're going to be going to Las Vegas in the beginning of November. Hope to have a good time. I'm feeling good. I'm hoping the shot, because that'll be about 30 days after the last shot. So I'm hoping I don't start feeling withdrawals while I'm up there in Vegas. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want to take any medication with me, just, in case, to get me through that time period, because then I'll be back on it again. And it's no fun. Well, I'm gonna give myself a like if it lets me know. If it don't let me, that's okay. Let me say hi in chat. Hopefully somebody will see it someday. Wish you were here. I haven't made up my mind on this YouTube thing. I've got a bigger following on Instagram, about 43,000 people. Here it's just 100 and something, 189, I think. I never really worked my YouTube channel much. I need to put that back out in the garage. I was working on my trailer that I haul my motorcycle in when we go on vacations and stuff. One of the front of the trailer has that steel plate in the front that's kind of what do you call it? It's raised patterns. It's shit. I can't think of what it's called. Well, anyway, one of the panels, one of the screws is kind of loose and it's pulled away a little bit, and it's left a little gap down at the top of the panel. And I don't want water and stuff getting down inside there, so I went out there and I tried to tighten the bolt, but I didn't have any bits that were big enough or small enough. Nothing would fit, so I ended up just had some sealant, some that comes in a little bottle. You press a little stick over and it pumps stuff out just to kind of seal that hole a little bit. And but I ride motorcycles. I try to record with GoPros and stuff when I can. Um, got a new camera. It's a Canon M50 mirrorless, and I can't wait to go use this on a ghost hunt when we end up going and doing one. I'm gonna take this to Vegas, and we're gonna play some Randonautica up in Vegas and see what kind of trouble we can get into and record it. But that's what we're going to be doing. As you see, I also like guitar. I love Metallica. I've been a Metallica fan since 1985, 86. I got introduced to them when I was a freshman in high school. I had a house party at my house. My parents were on a cruise, and a bunch of high school friends on the football team that I played for. I played for Round Rock Dragons in Round Rock, Texas. And so I invited people over from the football team, and one of the guys brought a cassette tape and said, "Hey man, you got to hear this." And so I put it in my dad's stereo system and turned it all the way up, and it was Metallica Ride the Lightning album or cassette, the whole album. And I was hooked. As soon as I heard Fight Fire with Fire, I knew I had found the music I was destined to live with the rest of my life. And so I've listened to Metallica ever since. I'm a fan of Lamb of God. I'm a fan of Megadeth. I've got a lot of pictures and posters and stuff in this office. I'm trying to clean it up a little bit. I got so much stuff that I'm trying to box up and take up and put up in the attic. I've got a room built up there that has AC piped into it, and so it keeps everything cool. I put my computer parts up there because I build computers sometimes for myself, for other people, and so I like putting stuff up there and getting it out of my office because I've got too much stuff in here. And let me see if I can show you on the screen a little bit. This cable doesn't go too far, but that's the Megadeth uh, poster I just framed and hung today. That's a Metallica one that I've had for a while. That's from the Metallica's World Tour Hardwire Tour when I went. I can't show you the big poster behind it, but let's see over here. If I can get the camera to turn. Oh, it doesn't turn. Anyway, you can see pictures up there, Metallica and stuff. And then over here on that shelf there's a bunch of pictures of me and Lamb of God, me and Chris Adler, their drummer. I got the whole band's autograph on my bass that I have at home here. I play guitar and bass, and I've got a bass guitar with all their signatures and stuff. But I'm just a heavy metal fan. I love heavy metal music and I love electronics and stuff, and I can't wait to start using this camera to do some filming. It's not, top notch, camera, but it's a good starting camera. I read up on the M50. A lot of people start out with this camera, and they start out with other ones as well, but this is one of the better ones to start out with. And I've got to get I think it's a 24 millimeter to 55 lens for it. Is recommended for filming, and so that's about $400. And I mean, we're not poor, but I'm also not rich, and so I got to watch every penny just like everybody else. I can't just go out and buy it like I'd like to. What the hell is this? Error occurred in operation. You have not logged in yet, or your session has expired. Please log in again. I was looking at my X-rays. That's all. I mean, the MRI results. Let me get out of that. Extend. But yeah, this is not good. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't be as bad as what they say it is, but it is. It is what it is. I've got a couple Shopify stores. One's a vintage Marvel shop that I run, and it does pretty good. I've got another one that sells a lung device that people can use to athletes and stuff use to kind of boost their lung capacity. And I'm wanting to start a knife store. I got a bunch of knives that I bought over the last few months, and I'd like to start reselling them. So I'm looking to do that. I didn't ever have to wear glasses before, but man, once I hit 50, my eyes started going. I couldn't. Like if I take this off right now and try to read the screen, it's just blurry. I mean, I can make it out, but I can't sit there and really read, especially if it's smaller print. So I have to wear glasses now, and I hate it. I tried contacts, and they just irritated my eyes all the time. I hated wearing them. But I'd like to do more of these live sessions, but I need people to show up. So hopefully the next one I'll do, people will join and visit. And I'd like to get out and meet some of you guys and find out what kinds of stuff you like, what kind of stuff you don't like, and go from there. So I'm going to end that here so I can finish watching this game. Jets are whooping up on the Patriots. And I need to go check on my dogs, make sure my little one's not tearing shit up because he's bad. He's a double doodle, and he's about 8 months old. And if he's not getting into shit, he's not happy. And so he'll eat anything he can get his mouth on. And so I really need to go check on him. So if y'all end up watching this, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, that's fine. No big deal. We'll talk to you later. Bye.